You're going to want to listen to this if you have any smart devices in your home. China could be spying on Americans through their smart home devices. This is according to the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Cellular modules manufactured by Chinese companies and that are in smart home devices, they represent a significant national security risk to the United States because of the market dominance that Chinese companies have these models and they're seen in everyday American life. There is a high risk of potential espionage and sabotage to American security.
The Foundation for Defense of Democracy's report says if Beijing consolidated control of U.S.-based modules, it could disrupt an American military mobilization in response to a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Or amid a crisis, Beijing could hold Washington hostage by threatening to cause a massive economic disruption. It goes on to say the first concern is that cellular modules embedded in Wi-Fi modems could have access to the information that's passing through that modem. And then once they have that information, because cellular modules are connected back to the manufacturer in China, that information that is collected by the cellular module could then be accessed by the CCP. The report is now asking Congress to address these risks.
All right, let's talk about it. Deneen Borelli is here, Newsmax contributor, Ben Weingarten, senior contributor at The Federalist and a contributor at Real Clear Investigations. Ben, while that's disturbing, and you can speak to that, now I'm going to be picking up anything to look see where you made at.
They're listening.
Yeah, you're listening. But I mean, we're also concerned with our own government listening and to potentially to your smart home devices as well.
Yeah, so the question really is, who isn't listening to our conversations at all times at the end of the day? Yeah, I mean, we have obviously civil liberties concerns here, and this speaks to there are upsides to all of these technologies, and then there are ways these technologies can be exploited to undermine us, to threaten us, to coerce us in a million different ways. I mean, I think this product right here, this is the greatest spy device that's ever been created in the history of mankind. It also allows us to communicate. It facilitates commerce. It has all of these upsides to it. But I think the big takeaway here is China has a grand strategy, which is they know that they wouldn't be able to defeat us conventionally. But can they advance their agenda by exploiting all of our freedoms, our liberties, the supply chains that they have dominated for all these years? And of course, to the extent you have Chinese components that are baked into all of these strategically significant choke points, we might call them, that is a massive, massive threat, a massive problem. If they have kill switches, if they can hoover up our information, they can stop us from being able to defend our interests when they go about doing all the malign things they want to do in the world.
Deneen, one of the things this group is calling for is for Congress to do something about this. You know, we all kind of wait for Congress to do something about everything, right?
Get in line.
One of the things, too, this reminds me of is that Congress did do something about TikTok when it was a concern. And then that ended up going to the Supreme Court. The president backed TikTok. You know, it's kind of changed hands now. I covered those arguments. It was very interesting to me when it moved through the courts that you even had Democratic appointees, Republican appointees, both ruling against TikTok. Whatever they saw that was sealed alarmed them. So, you know, what can Congress do something?
Well, can they? That is the question. I think the other question is, why aren't these components made here in America so that we have better control over it and to prevent all of this? We're talking two companies that has 45% of the market. That's huge. The first thing that came to mind for me are baby monitors, not just your cameras. What about military facilities and government offices that use smart devices? This is a huge security risk.
All right. Again, that report coming out. Are these smart home devices being used potentially for espionage by China? We'll continue to follow that story and more. I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays 9 to noon, only on Newsmax.